Good Tuesday evening, August 27th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The Town Toyota Center is adding 2 new security procedures to prioritize guest safety beginning next month. Local drivers can expect single-lane closures for 2 nights this week on a half-mile stretch of road at the Easy Street Roundabout. Seasonally warm temperatures return over the next couple of days with unseasonably hot weather on tap for the Labor Day weekend. Your full local weather forecast is straight ahead. A Chelan County judge has finalized the last penalty in a $1.5 million legal judgment against Thad Lawson, the former veterans charity operator who sexually harassed and assaulted women who worked at or visited his thrift shop. Back in June, a jury found Lawson and his charity liable for a pattern of harassment and retaliation at the Veterans Warehouse thrift stores in Wenatchee and Kennewick, which were operated by Lawson's nonprofit agency. In addition to damages to 12 victims ranging from $20,000 to $275,000 each, Lawson and his charity must pay more than $655,000 to the Washington Attorney General's office, which brought the case on behalf of the victims. Still pending is an order that would bar Lawson from supervising female employees in the future. He's appealing the jury's verdict. The Town Toyota Center is adding 2 new security procedures to prioritize guest safety. The first is a clear bag policy. 1 clear bag or vinyl bag will be allowed per guest, and all bags will be checked. However, exceptions will be made for medical bags and diaper bags if the child is present. The second procedure added is required metal detector entry. All guests must walk through a metal detector when entering the building. The new security procedures will go into effect on September 1st. Town Toyota Center General Manager Mark Miller says these changes are being implemented to mirror the protocols of large shows that come through the event center.
They've been in place when WWE wrestling has been here, and then also with Oktoberfest 5 or 6, 7 years ago, we had them in places as well, and so just kind of following the lead of many of the major touring shows that are going through, and that was it. So just that.
The 2 largest cities in the Wenatchee Valley will hold a joint city council meeting this week. The elected councils of both Wenatchee and East Wenatchee will meet Thursday in Wenatchee City Hall. The topic is homelessness as the 2 municipalities continue their work on a strategy to cope with lack of shelter and the social problems that cause it and arise from it. The cities and their partner agencies have collaborated to offer a number of shelter and counseling services to those living without housing. The meeting will include an update on the Valley's homelessness strategies. That takes place at 5:30 p.m. Thursday in Wenatchee City Council chambers. Washington State has imposed new rules on forever chemicals entering the state's water in an effort to protect fish and invertebrates. The Washington Department of Ecology announced the new limits earlier this month for chemicals including the PFAS group. That's a family of toxic waste substances known to accumulate in living tissue. The adoption puts Washington ahead of national water standards on PFAS, which have yet to be finalized by the EPA. The state also becomes the first in the nation to set a water limit on 6-ppd quinone. It's a fish-killing waste product created by automobile tires that travel the state's highways. When we come back, the next time disaster strikes in your neck of the woods, look for the people in the blue vests. More on the new Medical Reserve Corps coming up. And a tiny dam in Okanagan County is getting a facelift this fall after more than 60 years. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Check out clubcrowcashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
Let Merry Maids custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee help. Merry Maids cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Merry Maids, let us help.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
The next time disaster strikes in your neck of the woods, look for the people in the blue vests. The Chelan Douglas Health District today launched its Medical Reserve Corps, a volunteer-based program that responds to wildfires, disasters, and other health emergencies. Program coordinator Lexi Lawrence told NCWLIFE News the Corps is an example of neighbors helping neighbors.
The Medical Reserve Corps is both medical and non-medical volunteers coming forward out of our communities, because if there is an accident, injury, or disaster, it's really neighbor helping neighbor. So really the focus of the Medical Reserve Corps is training volunteers, doing background checks, making sure that we all know the same language and what our role would be if there was a wide-scale emergency. A lot of people recognize the Medical Reserve Corps vest if they saw the newsreels of the fire that went through Lahaina, Maui. It's Medical Reserve Corps that's helping rebuild that community. There are over 800 different medical corps across the U.S., so we're happy to join those ranks. So the Medical Reserve Corps receives training in what is language that we would use in a disaster. So you've seen on television, sometimes they have those officials that stand up and they might say an incident commander or logistics. So we learn what those vests mean and what those functions of those positions are. We also do vulnerability assessments for our own community. So we know, living in this area, things that we experience here are wildfires and flash floods. So it's planning and helping provide education and training around those kind of events. What would our response look like, and how could we help support our local first responders? Anyone over the age of 18, we do background checks on volunteers and help them to register to be emergency workers. And this way, if we're helping in an emergency event, when people see our badges and they see our vests, they know we're already trained and background checked volunteers. So that's the way to recognize us. We've made application easy. We would love to hear from people. So our Chelan Douglas Health District website, under Emergency Management, there is a whole information section about the Medical Reserve Corps, and they can just click on the links and apply.
Local drivers can expect single-lane closures for 2 nights this week on a half-mile stretch of road at the Easy Street Roundabout. A contractor will be removing 13 luminaries and replacing the base's bolts before reinstalling them. The work will take 2 days, so crews are scheduled to be out between 7 p.m. tonight and 6 a.m. tomorrow from milepost 118 to 119. However, lanes will remain fully open outside of those scheduled work hours. A tiny dam in Okanagan County is getting a facelift this fall after more than 60 years. The Little Green Lake Dam on Salmon Creek west of Omak hasn't seen any major modification since it was installed in 1959 to help improve nearby fisheries. An inspection 5 years ago found that the dam needs an emergency spillway in case of heavy rainfall, along with repairs to its earthwork components due to burrowing animals. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife oversees the dam and plans to start the upgrades and repairs on September 9th. Coming up next, school starts tomorrow for Wenatchee Valley students, and Eastmont Superintendent Becky Berg says she's excited to welcome them back. We'll hear more from Superintendent Berg up next in tonight's feature story. Our temperatures will be around normal over the next few days with unseasonably hot weather this Labor Day weekend. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Public notice. Never before RV public auction. 5 days only. August 22nd to the 26th. Come down and place your bid with no bid refused. There's hundreds of new and used RVs to be auctioned like Flagstaff, Starcraft, Forest River, Jayco, and Salem. Amazing financing. 0 down and no payments until 2025. There's food and refreshments. And you could be an instant winner of a 2024 trailer or $30,000 in cash. So don't miss the one-time only bid and buy auction sale. 5 days only. August 22nd through the 26th.
I'm Jim Heinlein, agent at Springwater Insurance here in North Central Washington. As a licensed agent, we can't disclose any plan changes as it relates to Medicare year 2025, but we are getting ahead of all of these upcoming changes that will affect you. We have rented the entire upstairs ballroom for the first 3 days of October. You will get all your Medicare questions answered, but don't miss this talk or I'll explain all your options. To save a seat, give us a call now.
School starts tomorrow for Wenatchee Valley students, and Eastmont Superintendent Becky Berg says she's excited to welcome them back. In the last year, Eastmont has seen 2 school construction bonds fail and tightened up its budget ahead of the 2024-2025 school year. In tonight's feature story, ahead of this school year, Berg sat down with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's Dan Kuntz to share an update on the district.
It's early in the year, you won't know, you'll do a number of head counts, but you'll have a general idea about enrollment for the entire school district. Enrollment is gradually decreasing, not a dramatic drop off, but gradual. You know the birth rates, you know your incoming kindergarten class, you have a general idea with how many of those kids who go into the system now will be exiting the system in 13 years. Where are we enrollment-wise? Just the same deal, just a gradual downward trend?
A gradual decrease. Our senior class was over 500, and our kindergarten class is 358, I believe, at this point. But we won't know until we see the whites of their eyes.
All school districts are under a bit of a budgetary crunch. Eastmont's not alone, everybody's in it. Federal funding during the COVID crisis is now gone. How's the budget looking as we head into the new school year?
You know, Eastmont has a strong tradition of being conservative when it comes to budgeting. We have a healthy reserve, rainy day fund. We've been told by local education officials that we're in the top percentage of folks who manage their budget well, but that doesn't come without some pretty consistent analysis and cuts when we need to. If we have a certain team with only 6 kids that try out and we're spending $3,000 on coaching for the 6 kids, do we continue to run that team or that club? So we're always making adjustments like that. What is a kind of a double whammy between the enrollment slight decline, thank goodness it's slight, is the inflationary prices that we're all paying. Our liability insurance went up $300,000 in 1 year. It's expenses like that are hitting our local taxpayers' pocketbooks and the school district as well.
I did my part. I should predicate what I'm going to say next by saying, Becky and I first got together back in the fall of 2022 when the $185 million school construction bond was floated for the voters of the Eastmont School District. 51.5% roughly. It didn't pass. More people voted yes than no, but it still didn't pass.
Right.
You guys looked at it. Becky, you said, okay, let's back off a little bit. That might have been a little pie in the sky. Let's take it down to 117 million with some federal funds. And you floated it again in the spring of this year. 59.56%, just agony. Have you gotten past that yet? Where are you? I mean, I know you're an incredibly positive person and you're a tremendous educator, but that must have been one bad night.
It's going to take a few more decades for me to get over that, I think. 34 yes votes short. But Eastern Washington's real tough to pass a bond. That supermajority limits us. And we just have to listen to the will of the people. If they're not ready for it, if they're battling inflationary costs as well, then they're our lifeblood. So we have to listen to that. So it'll be a year or so before we go back out, and we'll probably have to make it a smaller bond even yet. But those needs in our schools didn't go away.
Yeah, as you mentioned before when we visited one time, one portable is one portable too many, and Lee has more portables than school.
I think so. Yeah, and Ken is out of spaces. Our music teacher was booted off the stage because it wasn't up to fire code, so she's now in a portable. So we're literally running out of spaces. We're not growing right now, so we're running out of program-specific spaces. But we'll wait and see what the next couple of years holds.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope your Tuesday was a good one. It was a cool and windy one out there today. We talked about wind last night, and boy, it happened today. It came up about 8 o'clock this morning, and look at this dramatic shot outside our weather window from this afternoon. This is our Blag Mountain Sky-Fi Tower camera up near Leavenworth. Leavenworth just below this hillside, but look at the dramatic clouds up that way, and even some precipitation could have fallen in the mountains there. Sometimes that's what's called virga, which is precipitation falls out of the clouds and then evaporates before it hits the ground, but it looks like shower activity could be happening in the mountains here in Chelan County. As far as our temperatures go, very cool today, but look what happens as we make our way through the week. 80s up to 86 on Thursday. We'll see about 91 for Friday, and look at this Labor Day weekend, Saturday and Sunday, mid-90s here in Wenatchee. We're going to stay that way, low 90s on Monday. And boy, the same goes for Moses Lake right through the Labor Day period, as well as even Leavenworth, 94 Saturday and 96. Yeah, summer's not done with us yet. 96, the high up there on Sunday. Today, very cool. 69, our unofficial high temperature. 83 is where we should be for this time of year. Our record high, look at that. Last year, we were at 96 degrees. 63 this morning, 58 is normal, and 47 our record low, which was set in 1960. Sunrise 6:14, and the sun sets tonight at 7:49. Let's get you into those Wednesday temperatures, and you will notice a warm-up. We will see mainly upper 70s, mid to upper 70s throughout our viewing area. 78s for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 77 in Quincy, Wenatchee, Eniat, also in Chelan, almost 80 tomorrow for you folks up in Omak, and then mid-70s for the Upper Valley in Leavenworth and also in Kashmir. It should be a nice one with some sunshine and a lot less wind. Tonight, clear skies. Here's that trough of low pressure and cold front that moved through our area. It's still some windy conditions tonight. We'll call it breezy. Low temperatures only about 49 to 50 degrees. So we are going to see some chilly temperatures tonight. For Wednesday, sunny and warmer as high pressure moves in. We'll see highs tomorrow into those upper 70s. Take my word for it. We're going to see sunny skies for Wednesday. Getting into Thursday, that trend is going to continue as we make our way into the end of the week. Sunny, and we'll call it seasonal tomorrow. Look at the clear skies and nice warm temperatures temperatures all over the west. Mid-80s on Thursday for our afternoon high temperature. For Friday, sunny and even a little bit warmer as our high pressure digs in and grabs some more of that tropical warmth and brings it our way. Low 90s for a high temperature as we end our week on Friday, and then getting you into the Labor Day weekend. Couldn't ask for better if you want to get out and boat, maybe some camping before school gets started. Sunny skies, unseasonably hot on Saturday. High temperatures in the mid-90s, not close to record highs. 99 is our record Saturday, 100 our record on Sunday, and we're going to be fairly close under mostly sunny skies to end our weekend. Well, sort of our long Labor Day weekend, mid-90s highs on Sunday, and then on your Labor Day Monday, it's going to be a beautiful day. Partly cloudy skies, still hot out there, maybe some breezy conditions at times in the afternoon. High clouds with high temperatures still hot into those low 90s. All right, your 7-day forecast. Look at that tonight, 49 degrees. That's one of the cooler temperatures we have seen in a long time. 77 tomorrow, 84 on Thursday, 91 the high on Friday. So you can see about a 7-degree jump between Wednesday and Friday. And then as we get into your long weekend, it's going to stay in the 90s. 94 Saturday, 95 with mostly sunny skies on Sunday, and a beautiful Labor Day on tap for Monday. Partly cloudy with a high temperature of 92. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCWLIFE app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCWLIFE app now.
And a good Tuesday to you. Bryce Miller and two relievers combined on a one-run, two-hitter in Seattle's 5-1 win over Tampa Bay last night. The only run for the Rays came on Josh Lowe's solo home run with one out in the second. It was all Seattle from there on as Miller struck out 10 over 7 innings, while Jorge Polanco and Randy Rosarina went deep for the Mariners.
Oh, this is smacked down the line. Does it have the height? It hit right off the foul pole, did it? And came back on the field. We're all tied.
Just a screaming line drive. Exit below at 110. Able to keep it fair is the big key. Jumped on that fastball.
I have never seen a home run that low off a foul pole in my life. I mean, that's amazing. You could not put a baseball underneath where that ball landed.
Here's Rosarena, drives one. Right there, look it up, that baby Starling, get out of here! A 3-run homer, Randy Rosarena against this former team. And the Mariners have a 4-1 lead here in the third. Randy with his 17th home run takes his RBI total to 46. His second home run is the Mariners. That RBI total to 9, and how excited must he be?
Out to right field and a base hit. The Mariners add on. Leo Rivas continues his hot hitting. He drives home Rojas, and it's a 5-1 Mariners lead.
Pretty good two-out hitting tonight. Going to be another cutter. This one ends up in the middle of the plate. He doesn't miss it. Mariners have scored in each of the last 3 innings. Head right on it. Good swing. He's been hot.
The 3-2. Ground ball to Polanco. He snares it low, and that's the ball game. The Mariners win it.
It was Rosarina's second home run with the Mariners, but first at home. He says it felt good to contribute in the win.
Se sintió muy bien poder ese honrón darle ventaja al equipo.
Yeah, you know, it felt good, you know, being able to give the team the advantage at that inning. You know, something I'm not going to ever do is lose my confidence, but when something like that happens, it just boosts your confidence a little more. And it was a little bit more special because it was my first one in this ballpark being part of the home team. Yeah, you know, it's a little bit of more motivation against this team, but, you know, I always go out there just trying to give as much as I can and being able to contribute with my team to help them get the or help them win. But one of the things I also want to do is, you know, keep going and get that 2020, which I know I'm getting a little closer, so that's a little extra motivation. But yeah, you know, it feels good, especially, you know, with a cutter like that. But to me, I'm never trying to direct the ball anywhere. I just try to swing it as hard as I can and just, get the ball, out of there. So, it feels good whenever you see something like that and you're just able to take that out of the park.
Dan Wilson says the positive night began with Miller's performance on the mound and continued with the offense and defense in a team-wide effort.
Really, really good ball game today. On the pitching side, I thought Bryce was outstanding, had a really good game plan against this club, and really had good command of all his stuff. Turned it over to the bullpen. Voth and Thorny both threw outstanding innings. Again, tacking the zone, throwing strikes. These guys were in control. And then on the offensive side, a lot of great things. 4 runs tonight with 2 outs. Obviously, Randy's home run going the opposite way. Huge. A great at-bat. Rojas, being able to pick up some hits, one going the other way. Just a good night offensively, and gave the pitching some breathing room, and they were able to take advantage of that. So great ball game all around, offensively, defensively, and it was a good one tonight. Pretty vintage tonight, I thought, for Bryce, and I love the fact that he just throws strikes. He gets ahead, he dominates the zone. We talk about that a lot. And, it seems like he's always in control of the at-bat, and there were a few times where he got behind, but very rarely, and just attacked.
Seattle and Tampa Bay go at it again tonight at 6:40. That'll be on Root Sports Northwest. Well, Seattle gained another game on Houston last night as the Astros fell to Philadelphia in 10 innings 3-2. The Mariners narrowed the gap to 3.5 games in the American League West. Texas, Oakland, and L.A. were all idle yesterday. Baltimore's lead for the top wildcard playoff spot grew to 3.5 games over Boston after the Red Sox lost twice to Toronto yesterday, 4-1 and 7-3. Kansas City swept Cleveland 4-3 and 9-4 to gain a game and a half on Minnesota for the second spot. Seattle sits 5.5 games back of the Twins in the wild card race. Well, the Seahawks had to bring in another linebacker after the injury to Uchenna Nwosu last weekend. Nwosu went down on Seattle's first defensive series on an illegal block that injured his knee. The Seahawks announced Monday that he would miss between 2 and 6 weeks with a sprained MCL. In the move that goes to shore up the linebacker core. In the meantime, Seattle traded for Trevis Gibson from Jacksonville for a future 6th-round draft pick. Meanwhile, the Seahawks cut down to 53-man roster limit today. Names you might recognize included rookie cornerback DJ James, running back George Halani, rookie linebacker Jamie Sheriff, 4th-year wide receiver D. Eskridge, 2nd-year wide receiver Aesop Winston Jr., 4th-year linebacker John Radigan, and 4th-year quarterback P.J. Walker. Now, if nobody picks up the cut players, Seattle has a chance to add them back to the 16-man practice squad tomorrow. Appalachia Riders Arena will be a busy place this weekend with some serious gaming going on. The Interstate Games Championship will take place Friday through Sunday at the Upper Outdoor Arena. Lisa Bland tells us more about the weekend events and what it will look like.
We have the Interstate Championship Games meet, and it will be starting Friday night, and we'll have an open show that starts at 6 o'clock up here. And then we'll start Saturday. We have a royalty queen contest, princesses that have earned money all season to help finance this. So they will start with horsemanship, and their speeches and stuff will happen Saturday morning. And then Saturday afternoon we'll start again at 1 o'clock and start competing. And we have a runoff to see, because we choose sides. I mean, it's basically it's a sporting event. So we are here to compete against Oregon's top 10 juniors, which start from, well, if they can ride hard, 0 to 18. And then we have our seniors who are 19 and older to 70s even. But they're the top 10 of each state. And we compete all year long in order to participate in this.
For a complete schedule of events for the weekend at Appalachia, go to our website at NCWLIFE.com and click on sports. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.